Okay, we are live here, Mark. Good morning, bon dia.
Good morning, bon dia, Victor, and everybody, all the audience from the Metropolitan. Nice to be with you. Great pleasure.
Excellent. Well, as you know, we here at Metropolitan love to provide insights into the leaders and movers and shakers of Barcelona. With us today, we have Marc Guerrero, who's with Ginteco, and he's been doing geopolitical or just geostrategic consulting. He's a master on the politics side. He's always got the newest, coolest events going on across Spain, and we're thrilled to have him with us here. I've known him for many years, and I would like to welcome you here, Mark. But let me ask you, if you can, take say 30 seconds and just kind of give a little bit about your background so that people can understand where you're coming from.
Okay, well, as you said, Victor, we met a long time ago here in Barcelona. I'm from Barcelona, but it's true that I've been always having a global perspective, let's say like this, and living abroad and studying abroad. I was studying at US, at the University of California, Berkeley, and also at the London School of Economics and Reading University in UK. And always, and I participate in different programs around the states, around the Middle East countries, in order to have this global perspective. That's my vocation, the international community, let's say like this, cross-cultural issues. And that's why I found a few years ago, like 20 years ago, Ginteco Worldwide, that, as you said, is a corporate intelligence company, geopolitical information and services.
That sounds really cool. Geopolitical insights, services, corporate intelligence. What does that mean?
Well, as you say, Ginteco is a global boutique firm specialized since, as I said, 2005. We found with a colleague from Germany, from Berlin, on international trade and strategic consultancy. We offer a variety of services to our clients around the world. We have worldwide clients on a strategic consultancy, as you said, geopolitical information, corporate intelligence, etc. At the end, we try to navigate into the global challenges and measure trends that we face as a society in an uncertain world. We have a large worldwide network of associate partners, different, let's say, multi-sectoral expertise, international sourcing on the ground at the service of Ginteco and at the service especially of our clients. And we help different companies or leaders or individuals to get ready for the global challenges. That would be the aim of Ginteco and the service that we provide.
Okay, so who would be an ideal client for your services?
Well, as I said, we have worldwide clients. Currently, they could be individuals, but also like leaders, corporations, agencies. We work also for governments, institutions, a variety of clients that need, that's the important thing, intelligence service to invest or take the best decisions at worldwide level. That will be our aim. In fact, our clients are, or potential ideal clients, anyone seeking for information and advice on a wide range of topics and regions. We have introduced one element, and Victor, let me just explain, because I think it was good here in Barcelona to have this digital generator of business opportunities. It's based on artificial intelligence. We call it Global Engine by Ginteco. And this is an artificial intelligence tool, software that any company individual can introduce for free. The needs in terms of investment, in terms of advice, in terms of whatever they want to match in their professional life, let's say this, and we help to match their professional needs. Around has a need or has a service to offer, and we try to match this with some other people around the world.
Okay, and so governments and big clients. What is how do you
But we have,
value
sorry,
the
big
international
clients, as you say,
community
like
in
multinationals, corporations, agencies, governments, but also individuals or leaders or corporate directors, etc.
Okay, understood. So where I was going to ask you, how do you value the international community here in Barcelona? You've been a very active member of it and very you engage it regularly. But how do you come across the value, or what do you think about it?
Yeah, as you know, I engage a lot with the international community. I feel part of the international community, even though that I'm local. But as you know, my background is international, and I feel quite close to them, and I know what that it means to be expatriate, or to live abroad, or to study abroad, and the difficulties and the challenges that it represents. I highly evaluate the international community in Barcelona for different reasons, especially for its cultural diversity, for the economic contributions of this community, and the enrichment of the local community itself. As I mentioned, I'm really open-minded person. I try always to work like to try to understand cross-cultural issues and to get opportunities from that. And obviously, the international community in Barcelona, that is large and diverse, brings together people from a lot of various backgrounds, fostering cross-cultural understanding and collaboration. And this is at the core of our company, of Ginteco Worldwide. And additionally, it's obvious that it enables the city's global connections and promotes innovation, creativity through the exchange of ideas. This is and perspective. This is really, really important. In fact, Ginteco Worldwide has some members of the international community in Barcelona as clients. That's good for us. But also we have members of the international community in Barcelona as professionally engaged with our services. It means that for us, it's good to have in Barcelona a lot of people from abroad, from different countries, from different nationalities, backgrounds, cultural backgrounds, in order to have and to get information from them and to know what are their needs and try to work with them.
Okay, so in terms of understanding the hot geopolitical topics around the world, because you cover many different things, what do you think is the most interesting going on at the current time?
Well, Victor, you know, we have a lot of issues nowadays at geopolitical level and worldwide level. The world is dynamic, really dynamic, and we face a lot of challenges, and that's good for our company. And in that sense, I don't know if it's good for the world, but it's good for our company. We have today's, I would suggest that main hot geopolitical topics would include, we have a lot of them, and the most important, first one, I would say the global power competition. That's obvious that the challenge, let's say, the rivalry between major powers like US and China continues to shape geopolitics, influencing areas such as trade, as you mentioned, technology, regional conflicts. And that's one that we focus a lot, this, let's say, competition of big global powers, US and China. Then we have everything that is connected with technology. Obviously, that is something that we use more and more. It has a lot of challenges. We can see the positive elements, but also the negative ones, technology and surveillance, the rise of technologies like artificial intelligence, as we mentioned, that we use it, 5G networks or 6G networks already. Surveillance systems around the world has raised concerns about privacy, for example, issues, security standards, digital sovereignty, a lot of elements that they are influencing global politics and relations between states. Also, everything that is connected with cyber security, cyber warfare. We have an increasing reliance on digital infrastructures, that's obvious. And then we have more threats and growing concern globally on these issues. Then we have another element that I would like to highlight is climate change and environmental issues. That's obviously we face them every day with our climate that is changing, and that brings also to environmental degradation policies. Sustainability has become a rising geopolitical issue, and obviously that affects resources distribution, migration patterns, and international cooperation, and some other elements. Then regional conflicts. I would like to highlight here ongoing conflicts that all of us we know and we follow in regions like the Middle East, Eastern Europe, Asia. They have significant geopolitical implications and involve, let's say, complex elements around the world like dynamics of power, religion, ethnicity, and resource control. And finally, I will say two more. we have more topics, but Victor, to try to be short, if people, the audience wants to just contact Ginteco, and we will just try to help them in some of them. But migration, that's obvious. Migration movements or refugee crisis, mass migration driven by factors like conflicts, economic hardship, climate changes. Obviously, that's a challenge for all the countries and regions, and especially in some places of the world. And that leads also to some debates that they are relevant over, for example, border security, asylum policies, humanitarian responses, etc. And the final one, trade and economic relations. That's obvious. We have trade tensions, we have logistic problems, economic sanctions elements, international trade agreements shape geopolitical dynamics, and with issues as important as supply chain disruptions, for example, that we are facing a lot of them in the last years, let's say like this, energy resources distribution, all the energy crisis debate, let's say like this, and policies and activity, economic nationalism. Well, at the end, all these elements are impacting global stability quite clearly. And we try to help to understand that, to see some trends in the future and minimize the risk for the companies, for individuals, for professionals in their daily life.
Wow, you are nothing if not thorough, Marc, as always. Hey, one question. So a lot of these big, regional conflicts and wars and stuff we do know about because we get a lot of media attention on it. Are there things that you would consider are important and perhaps have implications that do not get this visibility? Are you hired to maybe identify certain trends, say within African countries? Because in general, we don't get a lot of stuff coming out of Africa. Or anything that you think is not on the radar that needs to be? Or is that something that you get hired to make sure that people are aware of, even if they're not getting the media attention that perhaps they deserve?
Yeah. Well, it's true that we work with public sources in Ginteco, with OSINT, public sources, but it's true, as you say, that there are some elements that obviously they are not in the news. With the news, we have some highlights or some perspectives. We try to, as I said, to have a satellite network of people on the ground, specialists on the ground in different countries, you say, in Africa or Latin America or in Eastern countries, in order to get this information that is more accurate, let's say like this, more locally oriented, maybe, that has less bias, and with that is what we use this information, we process this data with this information to give the most accurate report, let's say like this, or advice in order to take decisions.
Okay. And one of the challenges that I'm curious to see how you handle is the issue of misinformation. I mean, even in the United States, or perhaps mostly in the United States, which is where I'm focused on, we have tremendous amount of bad data, sometimes coming even from people who do not intend or do not have a bad agenda behind them, but they propagate data or information that is very inaccurate. It happens all the time, whether you're talking about the general election or the economy. And how do you discern between what is accurate and not accurate?
Well, that's a key point. and that's the success, let's say, of our business, let's say that is to give to use accurate information and to give, obviously, to elaborate good intelligence on that, service to our clients. What we based a lot, obviously, as you say, we have plenty of data. Nowadays, we live in the society of information. Everybody can find a lot of information. But what we focus a lot and we believe a lot is in human beings, let's say like this, and human intelligence, in the sense that we try to identify individuals, people that they have relevant positions, they have good knowledge, they are prestigious in their field, let's say like this, around the world, and try to get from them the best information. Then what I will suggest is just to try to find the key players, let's say like this, that you can trust, obviously, and that we are sure that we get the most accurate and true information for our customers.
Okay, human sources. I like to hear that. still focusing and not just
At
propagating,
the end,
art, so to speak.
Victor, we have plenty of technology. We use a lot of tools, and that's really good for our business, for the economy. But at the end, humans are relevant, and we trust a lot in Ginteco on human beings, obviously, and we try to identify the key players and the most trusted ones around the world in order to be in our team.
Okay. And so, as a businessman, what would you say are the biggest challenges that you have at Ginteco?
Well, that's connected with the last question. No, I would suggest that first, keeping an holistic approach. As I said, I have this open-minded and vision of the world. But an holistic approach that integrates three elements, I will say it, into all the aspects of the business, like in the strategic part, in the operations, in the decision making. The first one will be the ethical considerations, like trying to balance profit, obviously profit motives. We are a business, but with ethical considerations, sometimes it's challenging. And especially when faced with decisions that has an impact in our stakeholders, in the communities, and in the environment. As I said, we work around the world, and it's obvious that in different countries we have different cultural backgrounds, we have different legislation, we have different even ethical elements, let's say like this, and we try to consider all of them in our business, in all the aspects of our business. The second is sustainability. Try to incorporate sustainability practices into business operations while, as I said, maintaining the profits. And that means always to navigate in a complex trade-off and invest in long-term strategies, let's say like this, for environmental stewardship and social responsibility. And the last one that is connected, meeting societal expectations like corporate social responsibility or having a responsible management. It means that involve addressing issues such as labor rights, diversity in the company and in our policies, inclusion, community engagement, for example. As you know, I'm really involved with the business community, for example, also in Barcelona, in the region, trying to have this engagement, to give something to society back, and not just to think in the profits of our company. And that demands a lot of resources and organizational commitment. That what we say. And finally, if I have
so you went.
Sorry, if you let me,
No, please go ahead.
Also another element apart from these three, the fourth element, that being always, as I said, because this is part of my personality, open-minded and adapted to change. That I try to also to transmit this into the team in our company. If we want to respond to trends, emerging trends in society, technological innovation, as we say, geopolitical shift, etc., that requires agility, flexibility, anticipate and adapt to changing circumstances, while staying, as I said, true to responsible business principles and to our main vision, let's say, mission of the company.
Okay, and let me ask you. See, you were answering a question leading up to my next. Your answer was leading up to my next question, and that is, you've invited me on a number of occasions. I'm very thankful to participate in some of your business society. What do you call this? Tertulias or lunches, and yeah. It was an honor to come and speak to your group over at the Círculo Ecuestre. Can you talk to me a little bit about the other group that you brought to the Círculo?
The other, sorry?
The Círculo, within the Círculo Ecuestre. We talked about your business group.
Yeah, that's a business club, a private business club with more the British tradition of business club, let's say like this, or Anglo-Saxon tradition. That's a community of businessmen and businesswomen in the city, mainly. That they are living in the city, or they have their own companies in the city. Here we try to have people. Normally is people from middle-sized companies. That is the major economic power, let's say like this, in Catalonia, in the region, in Barcelona. But also we have people that is autonomo, let's say like this, self-employed. from different industries. And we have different events, different types of events. As you say, you participate in some of them on, for example, this professional lunch debates. And we say that we have the pleasure to invite you in one of our last meetings, and that just to have presentations from leading players in the city, leaders in the city, that they try just to explain their experience, their business challenges, etc., and we share with the community. Also, we have some professional breakfast that is quite similar, but it's like more in the breakfast time. But it's also a kind of debate. And at the end, the aim is just to have a kind of platform of networking of people that is related with business, a variety of business. And from these meetings, we get experience, we get networking, and also we get new opportunities for our business. For example, now we are working as Ginteco in a new project on what we call extra training. We give services of training to companies around Spain on different trends, on the major trends that I just mentioned, some of them. And we do this with Xtot, that is a company that the leader is another person that is member. It's Remey Gomez. I think you will have an interview soon also. And she's member also of this club. And we met there. We exchange our professional, let's say, activities, and we fix a deal. And that's part also of the business club task. And obviously, Victor, No, I wanted to say that I just give the opportunity to all the audience. Obviously, if they want to contact me, just to be part of this, is for free. It's just trying to have a network of businessmen, businesswomen living in Barcelona.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Is I have a pretty sizable network of business women and businessmen. Most of them are expats, but a number of them feel that they really need to engage more with locals and be part of just a general business community that isn't a bubble of expats. And they would very much value joining a debate or a powerful, a power breakfast, debate lunch thing like you offer. And actually, after that meeting, I have now met with four of the people at different social engagements. As you said, I'm going to be interviewing Remey, and there's going to be a couple other ones coming up as well. They're fascinating business women who have set up companies, and basically they scale very quickly. It's fascinating to hear these things. One of the things that I didn't see you mention in your geopolitical hot topics was the role of women. And if I didn't know if that's something that you could speak on now, because this is a subject that's very near and dear to the hearts of us here at Metropolitan. How does the role of women, how it's changing? How do you see this coming wrong?
Well, it's true that I didn't mention specifically. I just mentioned more in the side of the ethical considerations, or in the challenges businessman, and the sense that to be more inclusive, obviously, to have equality of gender in the company and in everything that we do in other activities. But what is quite obvious is that the empowerment of women is becoming really important. It's really important for society and for the transformation of society in the positive way. We need all the individuals, all the genders, all the capacities, and obviously with the same opportunities for all the individuals. And then, on that sense, we try to help, and as I said, with this community engagement, with this in different ways, trying to help to progress on that path, in order to empower women, obviously, to develop all their capacities. It's true that, as we see at geopolitical level, that we face different speeds in different countries and regions. It's quite clear that in some regions in the world, that's not the situation that we have in Western countries, let's say like this, or in Europe. And well, that's we have to push all of us, let's say like this, to have equality, to have the same rights and the same opportunities for all the individuals. And as society, and as we will benefit, obviously, quite clear of women empowerment.
Okay, excellent. Well, is there anything else that you might like to say to address the Metropolitan's reader audience in our LinkedIn community?
Well, that no, just to say that it was like a great pleasure, Victor, to be here with you. Thanks for the interview. I hope that you get the points from Ginteco Worldwide and our services. Everybody that is willing to know a bit more or needs our services, they can reach me directly or in our webpage, ginteco.com. And that's all. And especially for the business club, also, I will say to the audience that if they want to join, and we are really happy to have more people in board in this network of businessmen and businesswomen, just maybe contact you. I would suggest that's the easiest way, Victor, and I will give you all the elements to join the club. That will be a pleasure, and I'm sure that we will meet in some of these events.
Okay. Well, I wanted to make sure that I captured how can people get in touch with you and learn about Ginteco?
About the best way to catch is the webpage. I think we have is ginteco.com easily. And there you see there is let's say, like, I don't know how to call it, like contact details, let's say like this, that you can just apply and I will get it. And yeah, ginteco.com. And from there you have, it's easy just to send the requirements, the questions, the contact information, whatever, and you need, and I will reply as soon as possible.
Fantastic. Okay, you stay back with me. I think that's all we have for today, and we would love to have you back to address more geopolitical things as they evolve. It's going to be an interesting year for elections in Spain, in the US, Europe, around the world, and your thoroughness will be greatly appreciated. And thank you so much, Marc. Have a good day, man.
Thank you, Victor. Thank you, Metropolitan.